Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In our last class, we had discussed about the energy expended in moving a unit charge from one point to another. And we had also discussed about the work done in moving a unit charge from some initial point to a final point. In today's class, we will discuss about the potential difference and the absolute potential. But before going towards the definition of potential difference or absolute potential, let's first evaluate the line integral, which we had calculated in our last class. So to illustrate the evaluation of the line integral, let us investigate several paths which we might take near an infinite line charge. Like, we have an infinite line charge. We have an infinite line charge and we will investigate several paths and we will calculate the work that is being done while moving a charge over those paths. So I have selected a circular path and a radial path. We have a line charge that is placed over the z-axis and I have selected a circular path in figure A and a radial path in figure B. So a circular path and a radial path along which a charge of q coulombs is carried in the field of an infinite charge. So we have an infinite line charge and we have taken two paths, a circular path and a radial path. So we will calculate the work done over this circular path and over this radial path. Like, over this circular path, I will take a unit charge of q coulombs and I will move it over this circular path. And after that, I will move a charge of q coulombs from point A towards point B and I will calculate the work done. So I will evaluate the line integral because the work done is equals to minus q E dot dl and the line integration of E dot dl as we had calculated in our last class. So to illustrate the evaluation of the line integral, let us investigate several paths which we might take near an infinite line charge. We know that the electric field intensity due to an infinite line charge is radial and that is given by rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught rho and it will be a function of rho. So the electric field intensity due to an infinite line charge is given by rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught rho. As we know that the work done in moving a unit charge from some initial point to a final point is given by minus q E dot dl, where E is the electric field intensity vector and dl is the differential length vector. So if I want to calculate the work done over a circular path, so I will take a unit charge, I will take a charge of q coulombs, I will find the electric field intensity, I will determine dl and I will put all these things in this equation and will integrate it over the circular path. So we will find the work done. Similarly, if I choose the radial path, so I must know the electric field intensity due to an infinite line charge because I have selected a line charge. I must know dl and I must know q and the initial point and a final point. Then I can easily calculate the work done. So let us first find the work done in carrying the positive charge q about a circular path of radius rho b centered at the line charge. It means that I am talking about figure A. I have an infinite line charge and I have chosen the circular path. So let's calculate the work done over this circular path while moving a charge of q coulombs from an initial point to the final point. Without lifting a pencil, we see that the work must be nil. It means that the work done must be zero because the path is always perpendicular to the electric field intensity. In our last class, we had discussed that the work done will be zero if the charge is zero, the electric field intensity is zero, or dl is zero, or the electric field intensity is perpendicular to the differential length vector. It means that if there is an angle of 90 degree between the electric field intensity and the differential length vector over the charge is being moved. It means that if the charge is being moved perpendicular to the electric field intensity. Now in this case, the electric field intensity is radial. The electric field intensity due to a line charge is radial. And we are moving a charge over phi. We are moving the charge q in circular direction. So the charge is being moved perpendicular to the electric field intensity. So the work must be zero. So because the path is always perpendicular to the electric field intensity, or the force on the charge is always exerted at right angle to the direction in which we are moving it. For practice, however, let us set up the integral and obtain the answer. What does it mean? It means that we have the line charge and the electric field intensity is radial. It will be more clear if I use the pen. We have a line charge that is placed over the z-axis. The electric field intensity is radial. It means that this is the direction of the electric field intensity, or this is the direction of the force which is being exerted by the field over the charge, and we are moving the charge in circular direction. It means that the charge is moving over the circular direction and the electric field intensity is radial. It means that जिस डायरेक्शन में हम चार्ज मूव कर रहे हैं, फोर्स उसके परपेंडिकुलर एक्ट कर रहा है, तो चार्ज तो हम सर्कुलरली मूव कर रहे हैं, सही है. तो इट मींस दैट dl will be equal to rho d phi because we are moving the charge circularly, and the electric field intensity is rho l divided by 2 pi epsilon naught rho arrow. So the electric field intensity is along the arrow and dl is along the a phi. So E dot dl will be 0 because a rho dot a phi is actually 0. So the work done will be 0. So the differential element dl is chosen in cylindrical coordinates, and the circular path selected demands that d rho and d be 0 because we are moving the charge over the circular path. So dl will be equal to rho d phi a phi, and rho is the radius of the circular path. So the work is then w is equal to minus q E dot dl. We know that the electric field intensity due to an infinite line charge is rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught rho 1 dot rho 1 d rho 1 d phi a phi. So this is actually dl and this is actually E, and we know that a rho dot a phi is equal to 0. So this work turns out to be 0. Or we can also say that our initial and final points are the same. We are moving over the circular path. So when we are moving over the circular path and we have taken an infinite line charge, so our work done will be 0. Our initial point is 0, our final point is 2 pi because we are moving along the phi direction. Now let us carry the charge from rho is equal to A to rho is equal to B along a radial path. Now we have to move the charge from an initial point A to the final point P along the radial path. It means that now we have the radial path. We have an infinite line charge and this is actually the radial path. We are moving the point charge from initial point A to the final point P. Now this is actually our dl. So dl is actually now d rho. So now the electric field intensity is also radial and dl. It means that the path along which we are moving the charge is also radial. So now there will be some work performed, and let's see. So here dl is equals to d rho arrow and w is equals to minus q E dot dl, and we know that arrow dot arrow is equal to 1. The initial point is A and the final point is B. So W will be equal to minus Q rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught 1 over rho d rho. So if we integrate 1 over rho, it will be natural log of rho and it will be equal to ln of B divided by A. And remember that this work done is negative. Why this work done is actually negative? Because the field is performing the work done. It means that the work done by an external source will be negative because the external source receives the energy. Since B is larger than A, so natural log of B divided by A is positive. This term will be positive and we see that the work done is negative. The work done is negative. Why the work done is negative? Because the external source is not performing the work done. The field is performing the work. When the field is performing the work, it means that the external source is receiving energy, indicating that the external source that is moving the charge receives the energy. When the external source that is moving the charge receives energy, so the work done will be negative. Now if we have to move the charge from the position B to the position A, so this work done will be positive. What does it mean? It means that if we have to move the charge from the initial position B to the final position A against the electric field, it means that that work will be performed by the external source and the work done will then be positive. But here, as we are moving the charge from initial point A to the final point B, here we have taken the point A as the initial point and B as the final point. So The external source is actually receiving the energy, so the work done is negative. But if we have to move the charge from the initial point B to the final point A, then our work done will be positive. Now, as we have calculated the work over the radial path and over the circular path, so let's come to the definition of potential difference. That what is actually the potential difference? We are now ready to define a new concept from the expression for the work done by an external source and moving a charge q from one point to another in an electric field E. It means that we have an electric field E and we are moving a charge from one point to another, so we will perform some work. So from the expression for the work done by an external source, we can define the potential difference. We have already defined the electric field intensity as the force on a unit test charge. Now how can we define the potential difference? The potential difference is actually the work done by an external source in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another point in an electric field. So actually potential difference is the work done per unit positive charge. The electric field intensity is the force on a unit test charge, whereas the potential difference is the work done in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another in an electric field. So if the work done is equal to minus q into a single line integral of E dot dl, so the work done per unit positive charge will actually be the potential difference between 2 points, and that is actually called the potential difference. What does it mean? It means that we have these 2 points, point A and point B. So if I want to calculate the potential difference between these 2 points, if I want to calculate VAB, whereas VAB is the potential difference between these 2 points in an electric field, it means that both these points are in the electric field. So if I want to calculate VAB will be the potential difference between these 2 points, and it will be equal to the work done in moving a unit charge q from an initial point B to a final point A. So the potential difference between these 2 points will be VAB. VAB will be the potential difference between these 2 points, where point B will be the initial position and point A will be the final position. It means that we will have to perform the work on a charge on a unit positive charge q by moving it from the initial point B to the final point A, and the potential difference then between these 2 points will be VAB. So VAB will be equal to VA minus VB. It means that we will have to move the charge from the initial point B to the final point A. Why do we select point B as the initial point and point A as the final point? We will discuss it after some time. Because normally जब हम सिर्फ पोटेंशियल की बात करते हैं या एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल की बात करते हैं, तो जो पॉइंट बी होता है वो हम नॉर्मली इन्फिनिटी पे लेते हैं या जीरो रेफरेंस पे लेते हैं आउटसाइड द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. तो फिर जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस है वो हमारा एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल या पोटेंशियल बन जाता है एक पॉइंट पे. वी विल डिस्कस इट आफ्टर सम टाइम, बट लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट द potential difference. So in much the same way as we defined the electric field intensity as the force on a unit test charge, we now define the potential difference V as the work done by an external source in moving a unit positive charge from one point to another in an electric field. So the potential difference will be equal to V and it will be equal to W divided by Q. The work done per unit positive charge. So it will be equal to W divided by Q and it will be equal to minus the single line integral of E dot dl. Potential difference is measured in joules per coulomb, for which the volt is defined as a more common unit, abbreviated as V. Hence, the potential difference between points A and B is VAB and it is equal to minus E dot dl minus the single line integration of E dot dl volts. So, as I already told you, VAB is the potential difference between points A and B, where B is the initial point and A is the final point. It means that we have to move the charge from the initial point B to the final point A. So when we move the charge from initial point B to the final point A, we will perform some work, and that work done over the unit positive charge will actually be the potential difference between those 2 points. And VAB is positive if the work is done in carrying the positive charge from B to A. This potential difference will be positive if we move the charge from the initial position B to the final position. Like from the line charge example, which we already solved, we found that the work done in taking a charge Q from rho is equal to B to rho is equal to A was W is equal to Q rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught ln B by A. As I already told you, when we move the charge from rho is equal to A to rho is equal to B along a radial path, the work done was negative. लेकिन जब हम चार्ज को इनिशियल पोजीशन B to the final position A लेके आते हैं, मतलब जब हम चार्ज को B पॉइंट से A point तक लेके आते हैं against the electric field, so this work done will be positive and it will be equal to W is equal to Q rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught ln B by. So जब हम चार्ज को B से A तक लेके आएंगे, so W will be equal to Q rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught ln B by. So now this is actually the work done. तो इसी वर्क डन से हम पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस बिटवीन द पॉइंट्स A and B, where B will be the initial point and A will be the final point, and it will be equal to work done per unit charge. Thus, the potential difference between points A and B is VAB, and it will be equal to W divided by Q. So it will be equal to rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon naught ln B by. This was actually the potential difference due to the line charge, the potential difference between 2 points A and B when we were talking about an infinite line charge. Now if we take a point charge, we can try out this definition by finding the potential difference between points A and B at radial distances RA and RB from point charge Q. What does it mean? अभी तक जो हम बात कर रहे थे वो हम लाइन चार्ज की बात कर रहे थे. We had selected an infinite line charge. Now we are selecting a point charge. So how will we solve this example? Let's suppose we have a point charge that is placed at the origin, and let's suppose this radial distance is RA and This distance is RB. Like we have a point charge, we have one circle and we have another circle. So the radius of the first circle is RA and the radius of the outer circle is RB, and we have to calculate the potential difference between these 2 points. We have to calculate the potential difference between these 2 points. This is our point charge. Let me make it clear. Or let's suppose we have a point charge. This is actually our point charge that is placed at the origin. I am taking one circle and another circle. The radius of the inner circle is RA and the radius of the outer circle is, this is actually RB, and we are calculating the potential difference between these 2 points. So this radius is actually RA and the radius of the outer circle is actually RB. This is actually RA and this is RB, and we have to calculate the potential difference between these 2 points. Let's suppose this is point A and this is point B. So as we know that the electric field intensity due to a point charge is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. This is actually the electric field intensity due to a point charge. So if we are taking the inner radius, so it will be equal to RA, and if we are taking the outer radius, so it will be equal to RB square. Now let's calculate the potential difference between the points A and B. So choosing an origin at Q, so E is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square, and dl will be equal to dr AR. We have taken the initial point as B and the final point as A. It means that the work is being performed against the electric field and our potential difference will be positive. So it will be equal to, it means that we are moving the charge against the electric field from the initial position B to the final position A. So this is actually our dl. dl is radial and it will be equal to d rho r dr, d rho a rho r dr a r. So E dot dl will be equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square dot dr. So ar dot ar will result in 1 and ab will be equal to minus Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square dr. So if we solve this integration, so it will give us the integration of Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is constant, so we will make it out and we will get that the integration of 1 over r square into dr. So we know that that is 1 over r, and if we put the limits, so it will be 1 over ra minus 1 over rb. So if rb is greater than ra, it means that if rb is greater than ra, the potential difference VAB is positive, indicating that energy is expended by the external source in bringing the positive charge from RB to RA. Like we have selected the outer circle at B and the inner circle at A. So it means that RB is greater than RA, and we have selected B as the initial position and A as the final point. So we are actually performing the work against the electric field. It means that the work is being performed by the external source. When the work is being performed by the external source, our potential difference will be positive. This agrees with the physical picture showing the two like charges repelling each other. Now, this was all about the potential difference. Like we took 2 points and we found out the potential difference between those 2 points. Now, sometimes it is more convenient to talk about the potential or absolute potential rather than the potential difference between 2 points. लेकिन जब हम पोटेंशियल या एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल की बात करते हैं तो उसके लिए हमें एक रेफरेंस पॉइंट सेलेक्ट करने की जरूरत होती है. पोटेंशियल एट अ पॉइंट डिफाइन करने के लिए लाइक लेट्स सपोज वी हैव दिस पॉइंट A, and if I want to calculate VA, the absolute potential at point A, VAB is actually the potential difference between 2 points A and B. But if I want to calculate the potential at point A, and that is VA, so in order to calculate the potential at point A, I have to select some reference point, and that reference point will be taken as zero potential, will be taken at the zero potential. तो नॉर्मली जब हम पोटेंशियल की बात करते हैं या एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल की बात करते हैं तो पोटेंशियल के लिए हमें एक जीरो रेफरेंस सेलेक्ट करने की जरूरत होती है. लाइक हम क्या करते हैं, इफ we have 2 points, point A and point B, and if VAB is the potential difference between these 2 points, और अगर ये दोनों पॉइंट्स फील्ड के अंदर हैं तो इन दोनों पॉइंट्स के बीच जब मैं पोटेंशियल की बात करूंगा सो दैट विल एक्चुअली बी द पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. अब मैं क्या करता हूं कि इसी पॉइंट B को मैं बहुत दूर लेके जाता हूं. इट मींस दैट आई एम टेकिंग दिस पॉइंट टुवर्ड्स द इंफिनिटी आउटसाइड द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. तो जब इसी पॉइंट B को मैं इंफिनिटी पे लेके जाऊंगा तो द पोटेंशियल एट पॉइंट B विल बी टेकन एज द रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल. तो ये हमारा रेफरेंस पॉइंट बन जाएगा. तो इसी पॉइंट B को मैंने एक रेफरेंस पॉइंट बना लिया. मतलब इंफिनिटी को नॉर्मली हम जब थ्योरेटिकली बात करते हैं तो इंफिनिटी को हम एज अ रेफरेंस पॉइंट लेते हैं. इंफिनिटी को हम एट जीरो रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल लेते हैं. सही है. सो देन द पोटेंशियल एट पॉइंट A will be called as the absolute potential. फिर हम सिर्फ इसी पॉइंट A पे जो पोटेंशियल फाइंड आउट करेंगे, मतलब एक चार्ज लेंगे उसको इंफिनिटी से लेके आएंगे इसी पॉइंट A तक. सो इसी पॉइंट A पे जो पोटेंशियल होगा that will be actually the absolute potential at point B. सो जब हम एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल या पोटेंशियल की बात करते हैं तो उसके लिए हमें एक रेफरेंस पॉइंट सेलेक्ट करनी पड़ती है. तो हम क्या करते हैं कि नॉर्मली जब हम एक्सपेरिमेंटल वर्क परफॉर्म करते हैं या नॉर्मली पोटेंशियल हम फाइंड आउट करते हैं तो अर्थ को हम एज अ रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल लेते हैं. अर्थ को हम एज जीरो रेफरेंस लेते हैं, एज एट अ जीरो पोटेंशियल लेते हैं. ग्राउंड को हम एज अ रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल लेते हैं या ग्राउंड को हम एज अ जीरो पोटेंशियल लेते हैं. जब हम थ्योरेटिकली बात करते हैं तो थ्योरेटिकली हम इंफिनिटी को एज अ रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल या जीरो पोटेंशियल लेते हैं. तो जब हम एक रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल सेलेक्ट करते हैं तो फिर हम डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स पे एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल या पोटेंशियल फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. और अगर दोनों पॉइंट्स हम फील्ड के अंदर सेलेक्ट करते हैं तो फिर उन दोनों पॉइंट्स के बीच हम पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस फाइंड आउट करेंगे. बट नॉर्मली इट इज मोर कन्वीनियंट to calculate the potential at a single point. But to calculate the potential at a single point, we have to select some reference potential. तो जब हम static fields की बात करते हैं या electric fields की बात करते हैं तो हम ground को as a reference potential select करते हैं या जब हम थ्योरेटिकली बात करते हैं तो इन्फिनिटी को हम एज अ रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल या जीरो पोटेंशियल सेलेक्ट करते हैं। इसी तरह मतलब जब हम ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड्स की बात करते हैं तो ग्रेविटेशनल फील्ड्स को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए, ग्रेविटेशनल पोटेंशियल को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए सी लेवल को एज अ रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल लिया जाता है। जो सी का लेवल होता है दैट इज एक्चुअली टेकन एज अ रेफरेंस पोटेंशियल। सो जब हम सिर्फ पोटेंशियल या एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल की बात करेंगे तो उसके लिए ये ज़रूरी है कि हम एक रेफरेंस डिफाइन कर लें, हम एक ज़ीरो पोटेंशियल डिफाइन कर लें और उसी रेफरेंस के बेस पे हम एक पॉइंट पे पोटेंशियल या एब्सोल्यूट पोटेंशियल फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं। लाइक वी कैन से दैट द पोटेंशियल एट पॉइंट ए इज दिस, the potential at point B is this, the potential at point C is this, but we have to define that potential with respect to some reference point, with respect to some zero potential. So this was all about the potential and potential difference. If you have any question, you can ask. Thank you.